हर खबर को सबसे पहले देखने के लिए हमारे चैनल पार्लियामेंट्री बिजनेस को सब्सक्राइब करें, सभी वीडियोस को लाइक और शेयर करें और सभी ताज़ा अपडेट्स पाने के लिए बेल आइकन बटन दबाना बिल्कुल ना भूलें।
जब लोकतंत्र की परिकल्पनाओं में नेताओं का प्रतिबिंब बनता है तो बुजुर्ग और अनुभवी एक सा चेहरा दिखता है। वहीं जब युवा से पॉलिटिक्स में जाने को पूछा जाता है तो बहुत से युवा मना कर देते हैं, पर बहुत से युवा ऐसे हैं जो देश के निर्माण में लगे हुए हैं और जन सरोकार के लिए जनता द्वारा चुनकर संसद तक पहुंच रहे हैं और देश हित में मुद्दे उठा रहे हैं। इस बार के मॉनसून सत्र में दक्षिण भारत युवा सांसदों की सहभागिता ज्यादा दिखी। मिथुन रेड्डी वाईएसआरसीपी के सांसद हैं। लोकसभा में वाईएसआर कांग्रेस पार्टी संसदीय दल के नेता मिथुन रेड्डी लोकसभा के पैनल स्पीकर भी हैं और इस बार मॉनसून सत्र में आसन पर बैठे भी दिखे और स्पीकर और डिप्टी स्पीकर के सदन में उपस्थित नहीं होने की स्थिति में मिथुन रेड्डी ने पैनल स्पीकर के रूप में लोकसभा की कार्यवाही का संचालन किया। अब जरा एक नजर उनके राजनीतिक करियर पर भी डालिए। राजमपेट में लोकसभा निर्वाचन से मिथुन रेड्डी लगातार 2 बार जीत चुके हैं। 2014 में पहली बार उन्होंने भाजपा उम्मीदवार दग्गू बाटी पुरंदेश्वरी के खिलाफ चुनाव जीता था और 2019 के चुनाव में टीडीपी उम्मीदवार सत्यप्रभा को 2,68,284 वोट से हराया था। सदन की चर्चा में मिथुन रेड्डी ने बराबर भाग लिया और अपने क्षेत्र से जुड़े मुद्दे को उठाया। क्या कुछ उठाया, अब आप भी सुन लीजिए।
रितेश पांडे, and first of all I would like to thank the honorable minister for taking up multiple measures to tackle this COVID infused economic crisis, and I urge upon the minister to help the state governments tide over this fiscal challenge they are posing because of this pandemic, and it is more so compounded for us because the effects of the of our state bifurcation which we are actually facing. In this context, timely release of the dues from the center is paramount important to us. Sir, talking about GST compensation, from April 1st, no compensation has been given, and almost 4,594 crores is pending till August 1st for us, and GST compensation for years 2017-18 also is pending, like to the tune of 237 crores, and 19-20 is like 32 crores which is pending. So I request through yourself, I request the honorable minister to make a note of this and help us get this amount at an earlier date. The GST compensation has been linked to additional borrowing facilities of the state. This we strongly object, and we request the center to work out a mechanism where the GST council sits together and they come out with a pure mechanism where the funds are raised from the open market.
वहीं बीजेपी युवा सांसद भी इस बार मॉनसून सत्र में दिखे और अपने क्षेत्र से जुड़े मुद्दे उठाते नजर आए। तेजस्वी सूर्या पेशे से वकील हैं, 29 साल के हैं और वर्तमान में बंगलोर दक्षिण से लोकसभा सांसद हैं। सूर्या ने बंगलोर इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ लॉ से कानून की शिक्षा ली थी। अब जरा ये भी सुन लीजिए कि सदन में उन्होंने क्या कहा और किस मुद्दे पर बात की।
Eminent importance that will positively impact the lives of more than 20 crore depositors of urban cooperative banks, district central cooperative banks, and state cooperative banks, whose lives and life savings were under jeopardy because of a regulatory twilight zone. That cooperative banks are in a precarious state owing primarily to unprofessional management and non-compliance with modern banking practices is beyond dispute. When these banks crumble under their own weight, helpless depositors are left to fend for themselves without much effective legal redress. We have seen how in the recent past, thousands of depositors, primarily from modest middle-class backgrounds and lower middle-class backgrounds, have been defrauded. The PMC Bank case in Mumbai and the Sri Guru Raghavendra Cooperative Bank case in my own constituency of Bangalore is a case in point. This is a result of proper lack of regulatory oversight by cooperative banks by the RBI. For all these years, despite cooperative banks performing solely banking functions, they were not fully accountable to the RBI. However, strangely, the opposition does not seem to be keen on cleaning up the mess in this sector. And their opposition to these reforms stands on shaky and spacious grounds. The first opposition is on the ground that this parliament lacks legislative competence to enact this bill and that this is against a federal structure. The argument does not hold water for the following reasons. Madam, the third proviso to Article 243 ZL Clause 1 states that provisions of the Banking Regulation Act 1949 apply squarely to all cooperative banks. Speaking on this, the Constitutional Bench of the Supreme Court, in many judgments, the latest being the constitutional judgment in Panduranga Ganapati Chaugale versus Vishwasrao Patil, as recently as May 2020, stated that the constitutional provision itself makes a distinction between a cooperative bank and other cooperative societies and applied the law enacted under entry 45 of list 1 of the 7th schedule to the cooperative banks.
अब बात करते हैं सांसद अनुभव मोहंती की। अनुभव मोहंती एक्टर भी हैं। अनुभव मोहंती अपने पर्सनल लाइफ को लेकर भी खासी चर्चा में रहे थे। अब जरा सुन लीजिए कि उन्होंने सदन में क्या कहा।
As of 2019, sir, there are 6,630 APMC markets in the country. The average geographical area served by each APMC is 496 square per kilometer. The Dalwai Committee 2018 noted a need for 10,000 such markets, and the National Commission on Farmers 2006 recommended that the average geographical area to be served by one market should be 80 square kilometer. Thus, there is a clear need for more markets. Sir, farmers are often required to pay fees even if they do not use any APMC infrastructure as long as their land is within the notified market area. Farmers are often restricted to selling produce only to APMC licensed traders. The committee which grants such license is supposed to comprise elected farmers and traders, but is often dominated by traders, sir. Thus, there is a vested interest in keeping competition limited and not granting many new licenses. Licensing requirements also discourage restaurants, caterers, and large processors from directly entering the market. Instead, they rely on intermediaries who take a share of the price, thus reducing the price realized by the farmers. Collusion amongst traders in APMCs has been observed by the Competition Commission of India. So, if I talk about infrastructure, it's really very poor.
ये फहरिस्त यही नहीं रुकती है। इसमें कई नाम हैं जिन्होंने अपने क्षेत्र से जुड़े मुद्दे उठाए और सदन में अपनी बात मुखर होकर रखी। देखिए किसने क्या कहा और सदन में कौन सा मुद्दा उठाया।
Sir, the earlier provisions that we had have always hindered the freedom of farmers and traders of choice-based marketing and also discouraged private investment in development of alternate markets and marketing infrastructure in the agrarian sector. Sir, this bill provides a direct link between traders and farmers, which just not only increases farmers' income but also reduces the marketing cost and shortens the supply chain, which helps to curb post-harvest losses in farmers. And the farmers will also get the freedom to sell the produce to the traders who will be relieved by the license Raj, and so the agricultural sector can take one step ahead to making it corruption-free system. And also e-platforms are also encouraged by this system, sir. And also a dispute resolution mechanism has been set up in case of disputes between the farmers and traders. And most farmers lack access to government procurement facilities such as the APMC markets. So small rural markets can also emerge as a viable alternative for agricultural marketing if they are provided with adequate infrastructural facilities, which the bill intends to do by attracting private sector. Sir, regarding these benefits, you should see that there should be a unanimity in the support this bill gets, which is not the case right now. And there seem to be some genuine concerns. Not all the opposition can be blamed on politics. There are some genuine concerns also which the central government should take into consideration, which is what I'll stress upon right now, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for giving me the opportunity to speak on the historic codes, which I strongly, on behalf of my party, YSR Congress Party, we strongly believe. Thus, this reforms will certainly transform the world look at various labor issues in India, sir. Sir, we are confident that this will push forward in ease of doing business in our country, sir, which will help in attracting more FDIs, companies who wanted to migrate, especially from China, sir. Sir, the codifying the 44 labor laws into 4 codes is a Herculean task, sir. But I compliment the Honorable the Minister, the Labour Minister, Shri Gangwarji, for this noteworthy contribution, sir. I also compliment for accepting as many as 175 recommendations made by the Standing Committee on Labour, sir. Sir, the House must be aware that we have already passed the Code of Wages, and the remaining 3 codes are left before the House for the consideration and approval, sir. Sir, one thing that's really pained me that as many as 10 labor unions in our country went to International Labour Organization, sir, complaining against the Government of India. With this, without consulting, their main contention is that without consulting these labor unions, so we went forward in framing these codes, sir. But it's really unfortunate that ourselves are taking our internal affairs to the international bodies.
सिर्फ यही युवा सांसद नहीं है जिन्होंने सदन के चर्चा में हिस्सा लिया, और कई नाम हैं जिन्होंने सदन के पटल पर अपनी बात रखी। बहरहाल इन सांसदों ने सदन में खूब जोर शोर से अपने क्षेत्र का मुद्दा रखा और उस पर बात की। ब्यूरो रिपोर्ट, पार्लियामेंट्री बिजनेस।
कि किसान अपने उत्पाद को राष्ट्र के